Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Crucible Chat. Yes, it's Saturday, it's that time of the week where I can talk about whatever the fuck it is I want. My name is Mike, otherwise known as the Gadget Addict, and in the background here we have some Call of Duty Ghosts gameplay on Freefall. This was taken a couple of weeks ago when I had a session with Robbie the Bipolar Bear, and I don't think I actually did too bad in this match. I'm still not good in the slightest. But anyway, down to business. So what I want to talk to you about this week is the news that came out earlier this week that Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, is very likely to have some form of microtransaction in, which, as you can imagine, I'm not happy about. Now, if you've been following Crucible Chat for a while, you've known I've ranted about 5 or 6 times about DLC, microtransactions, pay to win, all that kind of shit. And I've generally calmed down about the matter a lot. My current thinking on it is microtransactions and DLC are fine in games where, you know, like free-to-play games. Fine. You need to put microtransactions in there, fine. The developers have got to earn their money somehow. And then in terms of micro DLC to get customization options, like skins, like you can in Call of Duty, yep, that's fine. Go for it, you know, do what you want, because it doesn't bother me. Because I don't have to do it. But the issue I have with micro DLC is when it affects something within the gameplay. And especially when it's in a huge 50 quid full version game, you know, a full AAA title. And this is why I'm getting bent out of shape about Metal Gear Solid 5. So, now, if you saw the IGN article about it the other day, a listing was found on the Italian PlayStation Store, which mentioned that Metal Gear Solid 5 has, well, in a rough translation from the Italian, has optional in-game purchases. Which, to be fair, a lot of people kind of expected because they think, well, that must just be DLC. Because obviously you don't have to buy DLC, it's always optional. However, that then ties into stuff that a few playtesters have found, where it comes up with something along the lines of payment options aren't available offline. Because obviously when you're playtesting a game, you're not connected to PlayStation Network and that kind of thing. And so a lot of people have put 2 and 2 together and come to a reasonable conclusion that this must mean there is micro DLC, because the point in which they find these particular messages is when they're upgrading Mother Base. Now, if you didn't play Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, or you don't know, the whole basis around Metal Gear Solid 5 is it's an open world game, and you have Mother Base, which is your base of operations. Simply enough, it's the mothership, which I think is actually the big shell from Metal Gear Solid 2, if I remember rightly. But either way, throughout the game, the whole point is that you're supposed to upgrade this. You're supposed to you're supposed to add features to it. You're supposed to build it up bigger and bigger, and then that gives you in-game benefits. Not sure what the benefits are, but apparently it gives you in-game benefits. Now, what playtesters were encountering was that when you're upgrading this, you get an option to speed it up, and this is when you get this message. So basically what the belief is that these optional in-game transactions are to allow you to do that pay-to-win thing where you can put a bit of real-world money in and speed up the building process. Now, obviously that is still optional, it remains optional, but at the same time, it shouldn't be there. There is no need for this. Again, if this was a free-to-play game, I could understand it, because they would need to recoup their money somehow, but this is a huge $100 million budget kind of game. You know, this is epic. It's been in development for about 5-6 years. It's reaching new levels of technological ability. It's fucking huge. But the point is, for all Konami need to get their money back, and they do, this game is still going to sell like hotcakes. And it seems completely unnecessary to me, because Konami are seemingly trying the best to just alienate everybody. For a start, they've done this, well, I don't know what you would call it, conscious uncoupling with Hideo Kojima, you know, their kind of talismanic producer, who has created he's created all the Metal Gear games, he's had a hand in Silent Hill at some point, he's created Zone of the Enders, you know, he's created huge franchises and brought in a lot of money for Konami. And he, after the Phantom Menace, the Phantom Pain comes out, sorry, this isn't Star Wars, after the Phantom Pain comes out, he's leaving Konami, and he's doing whatever he's going to do. But as a result of this, him leaving, then Silent Hills has been cancelled by Konami, which means also PT was taken away from the PlayStation Store, which obviously Kojima was a co-director of with Guillermo del Toro, and Konami's move away from kind of AAA console titles, they're moving into more mobile games and sort of quick, easy sells that way. It seems that, yeah, they're just intent on pissing everybody off. And if this is the case, they are really going to be upsetting people, because you're going to end up having a £50 full-blown AAA game, and then this option to pay extra money to speed it up. Now, what concerns me is how much they push this. You see, there are some games, off the top of my head I can't remember which ones, but that have an in-game store that you can like buy in-game currency and that kind of thing for real money. But it's not really pushed in your face, it's not really advertised much. You just, you go to PlayStation Store, it's there. However, there are some games, I think Call of Duty Advanced Warfare did this with the advanced supply drops, it kind of pushes it up in your face. Or it could be like a bit like the Ubisoft method of pushing Uplay, where every time you start the fucking game, it comes up saying, "Hey, you haven't signed into Uplay. Do you want to?" And I go, "No, fuck off." It could be like that, and that would worry me. Every time you do an upgrade to Mother Base, you go in and it comes up saying, "Hey, this is going to take like 4 hours in the real world. Do you want to have this now? Pay £5 or something." Something stupid like that. And that would upset me. That would upset me greatly, actually, because it then... The whole point of gaming for me, especially single-player gaming, less multiplayer gaming, especially single-player games or open-world games like that, I want to lose myself in the world. I want to forget that there is a reality. I want to forget that I have a bank account and have money and that kind of thing. And when it's pushed in your face like that, when it comes out, and they say, "Hey, pay this and you get this colourful skin," like in the middle of the gameplay, it's like, no, fuck off, that is shit. I don't mind if I log into a game. Say, for instance, Diablo does this. Log into a game and you get an update about what's going on, what changes were made in the last patch. Great, do that, but then when I'm in the game, it's just me in the game and I'm having fun with it. Or, get an email, I get the Bungie emails saying, "Hey, this new DLC pack is out now." Great, that's outside the fucking game. Don't ruin my gameplay by advertising stuff that I can spend my hard-earned money on. I say hard-earned, earned money on. I don't want to be forced into either cancelling boxes that say "buy me, buy me, buy me," or anything like that. So, as a result of this, and I'm that pissed off, I've actually cancelled my Metal Gear Solid 5 pre-order, because I think the more that we keep on like this, and the more we keep just buying these games that have this DLC thing in there, not necessarily even just buying the DLC, if we keep buying these games with micro DLC in, developers are going to keep making it, because they're going to think, well, people clearly want this because they haven't voted with their wallets, so I'm fucking voting with my wallet. I will not play that game at all. It's off my rental list, it's off my buy list, and that is a massive shame, because I fucking love Metal Gear Solid, and I really, really wanted to play this. So, if Konami come out and say, no, you've made a mistake, it's actually this, then I'll purchase it again. I mean, I'm holding out hope that it's going to come back and be good. But anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought of this in the comments below, and come back next week for the next Crucible chat. For now, though, thank you for watching. Good night.